Welcome everyone to Absolute Science's brand new science show, Fire and Ice Reaction. My name is Professor Rick and I'm going to go over the show with you today. Had a fun time putting it together. Before we get started, our first experiment is going to involve fire. So we always want to have the proper safety equipment. And if you notice on the floor here, we have a special 5x5 fireproof blanket. We had those specially made for our shows. And then I also have a fire extinguisher up on the table just in case something were to happen. Absolute Science believes in absolute safety. So let's get started with our experiment. I have 5 chemicals up here on the table here, and let's go over the first one. This one is sodium carbonate. Can you say it with me? Sodium carbonate. Yeah, that's right. That's a white powder. The next one I have here is a cupric chloride, if I said that correctly. That's a green crystal. I want to show you this one. Cupric chloride. Say that with me. Cupric chloride. Isn't that cool? Nice green color. This one's got a blue color. This is like blue rocks. This is copper sulfate. Can you say that too? Copper sulfate. There it is. And here's our blue crystal rocks. Isn't that pretty? Nice color blue. Next, we have a white powder. This is potassium chloride. Potassium chloride. Say it with me. Very good. All right, there we go. Potassium chloride. And the last one is strontium chloride. And this is a white powder too. Kind of looks like snowflakes when you get it on our little nichrome wand. I'll show you. And I have nichrome wands here in front of each chemical. It looks like a little pin with a little loop at the bottom. I know these are very hard for you to see, but we're going to stick this inside of some alcohol to get it wet, and that'll make the chemical stick onto our nichrome wire a little better, just like that. So I'm going to come over here, and we're going to get our sodium carbonate. Right here, I just have to put that in. Now you can barely see it. There's like 5 grams on there. All right, grains, you can barely see them. I'm going to get out my fire here. Let me turn on the gas. All right, here we go. We're going to shut the lights off. And look at that. Always have a backup. There we go. Are you guys ready? All right, let's stick this in there. Ooh, that's a nice bright yellow color. Now once the chemical goes off, it'll go back to the regular colors of the flame. Isn't that cool? Look at that. Fantastic. That was the yellow. All right, let's do another one. The lid on that one. And this one is the cupric chloride. That's the green color. What color do you think it's going to make the fire turn? You guys can think about that. Remember, the color is green. We're going to take our nichrome wire and again dip it in our alcohol and put it in our green chemical, just like this. And we'll get the light off again, and watch this one. So you think it's going to turn green? Let's see. Ooh, that's like a pretty blue. Isn't that cool? A pretty blue. Once that chemical starts to burn away, then you go back to the regular flames in that. Let's try another one. Our third one is copper sulfate. That was that blue color. I wonder if it's going to turn blue. Do you think so? Let's see. Now this is in a rock form, so I actually have to take one of the rocks and place it on the nichrome wire without it falling off. Oop, that one fell. Let me get another one. All right. There we go. All right, lights, and there we go, a pretty green color. Isn't that awesome? Nice, pretty green. Once that chemical wears away, then it goes back to the regular flame. All right, let's try another one. And this will be the potassium chloride. All right, you can barely see it on there at all. And lights. And that's kind of be a violet. Kind of barely shows up a little bit. You can barely see it. Chemical fell off that one right away. And our last one is my favorite. That's the one that looks like white snowflakes. Strontium chloride. And here we go. And get our heat source. Here we go, the last one. This is my favorite. Look at this color. Whoa, that's red. Isn't that a cool shade of red? I like sunsets that look like this color. That is fantastic. All right, chemicals burnt off. All right. And now I have 3 more that I would like to show you. And I have some liquid solutions here. This is sodium chloride. Now wait a minute, didn't we use sodium carbonate earlier and that made the yellow color? Well, sodium carbonate and sodium chloride, there's not too much of a difference between those. So we should get the same reaction. So watch what happens when I squirt this one. Let me make sure it's working. All right, we'll get our heat source. We'll give it a click and watch this. Whoa, that's yellow fire. Did you guys see that? Isn't that cool? Let's do another one. This one is copper sulfate. Copper sulfate. All right, we'll turn on our source. Here we go. Oh, that's a nice, pretty green. Isn't that a nice? Oh, my stem clogged up, but we got that nice green color out of there. Let's try the last one. This is lithium chloride. Lithium chloride. All right, here we go. Oh, and that gives us our nice pink color. Isn't that cool? I thought that was awesome. Guys, that's our fire experiments with all of our different chemicals. I hope you enjoyed it. Now that we've done fire, how about we work with something really, really cold? Let's go over here to my next station. All right over here, I have in this container something that's very, very cold. Who thinks that they know what it might be? Did you say dry ice? No, something colder. It's minus 321 degrees below zero. I'm going to get on my safety gloves for this. All right. Got to put them on the right way. Here we go. There we go. I feel safe. Now I'm going to take the lid off here. And inside, I have a liquid. It's liquid nitrogen. 321 degrees below zero. It's very, very cool. And you can do some fascinating experiments with this liquid nitrogen. I've had a lot of fun with this too. So the first experiment I would like to do, that when I saw it done, I'm going to show it to you, is I saw them take a 350 balloon. Now this is a balloon that balloon twisters might use, and they call it a 350 because it's 50 inches long and 3 inches wide. Now I'm going to stick the balloon inside of the liquid. Now the liquid is about that high from the bottom, and watch what happens. I'm going to push it in slowly. Now there's no oxygen in nitrogen. So what the nitrogen, liquid nitrogen is doing now, it's removing the oxygen out of the balloon and it's condensing it down. It's getting soft in my hand right now. It's removing the oxygen. We'll see the air start to disappear somewhere here in the middle. I can feel it. The balloon is getting skinnier. Can you see it? Check it out. Oh, this is so cool. I love this. Here it goes. Look at it. We're losing air in here. I'm going to push this down just to speed things up a little bit. There we go. And you can see the air disappearing out of it. That was a 350 balloon. Do you know how much air is in that? It's all disappearing. Being removed by the nitrogen. Almost done. We'll see a tail here up at the top here very quickly. There it is. We got the tail. All right. Now I'm going to push the rest in. There we go. All right, watch what happens when I pull it out now. Watch the table. Look, check it out. Look at that. Check it out. It's growing bigger. Oh my gosh. It's filling up back with air. The nitrogen is not removing the oxygen, so the oxygen is going back to normal inside the balloon. Check that out. It's just going to keep growing. This end is already done. Now the middle will start filling up. I can grab onto it. Check that out. Look at that. Can you guys see the steam coming off of that? It's cold air, actually. I can feel that. Can you guys see that? Does that show up? Awesome. That feels cool, actually. Like an air conditioner, actually. Going right out. Almost. It's almost ready. Look, there it goes. It's back to normal. How cool is that? You know, sometimes when they twist balloons, they twist them into animals, like little puppy dogs. I wonder, I happen to have one over here. Should we see if the dog will go inside, kids? Oh, it'll be okay. It's a balloon dog. All right, let's try it out. All right, I'm going to take our balloon dog, put him inside. Getting him to fit is the hard part. There he goes. He went in nose first. He likes to dive. He's a diving dog. Look at his little tail. Disappeared. And we have our dog. I'm going to pull him out. And look at him go. Spot, can you come back for us? Spot's doing a trick. Look at him go. You can hear it crinkling. This is so much fun. And look at our dog. How cool is that? And Spot is back to normal. Wasn't that fun, kids? Should we have some more fun with our liquid nitrogen? I think so too. All right, let me put this over here. I'd like to bring up a couple of volunteers. So I'm going to ask a couple of volunteers. Let me look out into our virtual audience. And there's a young lady over there. Perhaps she would like to come up and, oh, I'll take that young lady over there. If she would like to come up and join us. We're going to bring up a couple of volunteers. And these two people actually help work with Absolute Science. This is Mary Weideman and her friend, she's going to kill me, and her daughter, Kaylee. And Kaylee, how are you doing today? Okay. Have you ever worked with liquid nitrogen before? No, we're going to have some fun. I think you'll like this. Now, don't touch this. It's very, very cold. I'll handle everything up here. I just want you to stand there. Is that okay? Do you think your mom will follow the same directions? Do you think so? I hope so. Okay, all right. Let's see what we can do. I have some food products over here. I brought with some marshmallows today. These are mini marshmallows. And I'm going to take some of those. I don't want to touch them with my hand. I'm going to take some of those marshmallows and drop them in to our liquid nitrogen. All right, I even have our food tray for when they come out. All right, we're going to let those get nice and cold. And you know, marshmallows are soft, aren't they? And what do you think the liquid nitrogen is going to do to it? Do you think it's going to explode it like a fiery ball of doom? No, I don't think so either. I think they're nice and cold though. Let's get some out. And we're going to put them into our food. Ooh, do you hear that? Listen. Can you hear them drop like marbles? One more. Why don't you have one and taste it? I'll have one. Put it in your mouth. Mmm. They're like candy, like Lucky Charms cereal candy that you get in the cereal. Doesn't that taste good? Have another one. They're good. Delicious. Very good. Now, that was mini marshmallows. Look at this. I have cheese puffs. Let's take those and see what happens. All right. Here we go. We're going to drop some of these in. They're a little bigger, so I'm going to drop just a few in at a time. Oh. There we go. All right. We'll get those in there. Just a few seconds. I think we can pull them out. Are you ready? Have one of those. And breathe through your nose. When you eat it, blow out through your nose. Watch this, like this. Delicious. Isn't it good? Delicious. You get to eat while doing science. Isn't that the best? All right. So we've cooked some Cheetos. We did some marshmallows and we've done some balloons. All right, our last experiment for our liquid nitrogen is something spectacular. I think you're going to enjoy it. I'm going to need some props. So right down here I have a red bucket, and I'm going to fill that red bucket with 2 pitchers of boiling hot water. Be very careful. Look at that steam come off. 2 pitchers of boiling hot water. I've just poured the water, and now I'm going to get on my safety equipment. And I'm going to get on my safety shield here to protect my face in case there's any liquid nitrogen that might splatter. You should always have that when you're pouring liquid nitrogen into what I'm going to do. And my safety gloves. So we have our liquid nitrogen in my container. We're going to take the lid off. And watch what's going to happen. This is very cool. Are you guys ready? Let's count together backwards from 5. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Whoa! Check that out. Look at that go. Isn't that awesome? Wow. And that's absolute science. Welcome to our last part of the show where we're going to do an experiment involving all these bottles. Who has seen the old TV series where we had I Dream of Jeannie, where she would fold her arms and blink and make things happen? Well, that's kind of what we're going to do today, but we're not going to blink and make things happen. Remember when she would come out of the bottle and the smoke would come out of the bottle? Well, that was a special effect. In fact, a lot of special effects are going to be done, or are done with the chemical we're going to be using today. So I'm going to take this bottle here and watch what's going to happen. Some people would say, oh, magical genie, come out of the bottle. And just by removing the cork, the genie would come out of the bottle. Now, how cool is that? Now, this is actually a moist gas. My hand is a little damp right now. This is an oxygen gas, an exothermic reaction. And look at how that is going. Isn't that cool? It goes on for a long time. That is this cool special effect. Now, this isn't smoke. This is a moist oxygen gas. So, I need my red hot pot pad. And the bottle's going to be hot, so I'm going to have one of my staff members bring over. There we go. I don't want to touch that bottle. There we go. We're just going to move this off to the side. And we're going to explain how that works. Now, I'm going to need some volunteers, so let's bring over my 3 staff members right now. Come on over, guys. All right, we have Mary here today, Kaylee and Toto, and they're going to help us go over this experiment. We're going to explain why this works using these clear bottles. Now, just by pulling a cork out of the bottle isn't going to make any smoke come out of it or steam or anything like that. I have to have a chemical reaction. So in my blue bottle, I have some clear liquid. Now, if you can see this, it kind of looks like water. This is a 35% hydrogen peroxide. So what I'm going to do is take these corks off, because we really don't need them for the explanation. Put those in my pocket. And we're going to take a string, and this has like what I would call a little tea bag, except for it has a chemical inside there, not tea. And that chemical is manganese dioxide. And it's like a black powder. It's very messy stuff. And that's what causes our catalyst to allow this to happen. So I'm going to ask Mary, I'm going to put this in here for her, and I'm going to have her hold on to the string, do not let go. I'm going to put this in here for Kaylee and have her hold on to the string, do not let go. And we'll put this over here for Toto, and put this in, and hang on to the string, do not let go. Now when I count to 3, I want all of you to drop your string at the same time, and you'll see what's going to happen. The chemical, it's in a little wad of toilet paper, and when that comes down, that peroxide is going to soak through there and allow the chemical to react with the peroxide. So on the count of 3, watch it, you'll see it for yourselves. 1, 2, 3, go! Take a step back, and look at those go. Look at that steam come off of there. My hand is all wet. That's an exothermic reaction. Look at the steam in the bottles. Can you see the moisture in the bottles? The droplets of water. Can you guys see that? Now, what the cool part is I'm going to walk off screen here, and I have to show you that I have a 2-liter bottle, and this is what they look like to begin with. But now watch what happens when I put, that's what the original size bottle was. Look at how it's shrunk down to half its size. Almost a 1-liter bottle. By looking at that. Now we're going to take this off and remove these, and set these on the floor. And we're going to move on to our grand finale for the show. We'll move this off to the side. And are you guys ready? I didn't hear you. All right, I'm ready. Let's all count to 3. We'll count to 3, the audience and myself, and we'll get these guys. What they're going to do is they're each going to put a hand on a cork. Go ahead and do that now. Don't lift up yet. And when I count to 3, just pull your cork up. Not yet. Get ready to pull. Put your hand on the cork like you're going to pull it up, but don't do it yet. All right, on the count of 3, ready? Let's say it together, kids. 1, 2, 3, go! All right, Toto's fixing his up for us. All right, fantastic. And there's our grand finale. Thank you for watching our Absolute Science Show. Let's give Mary and Toto and Kaylee a round of applause, and you guys have a wonderful day.